Hi, I'm Bill Promptly, world's foremost fluid power salesman. You're just in time to see me take on one of my toughest prospects. Busiest guy in 7 states. He's busy, as usual. Guess I'll just have to interrupt. Come in, come in. Busy. Cylinder, 3-inch bore, pi d squared over 4. Hello, Bill. 100 psi, valve here, regulator here, have a seat there. Complicated. Oh, morning, Bill. Sorry, but I can't give you a lot of time. Right up to the old eyebrows and a tough air circuit design. I need a valve with plenty of flow. A bunch of them, in fact. But, of course, there's no room for them on the machine. Also, I have to keep labor costs rock bottom. So the whole circuit has to be easy to pipe up and install. But why should I bother you with my problems? He should tell me his problems because I'm the guy with the answers. And this situation is just made to order for versus packed air. CV, this situation is just made to order for versus packed air. Packed air? What's that? Simply the most exciting new air valve idea in years, that's what. It's real small on the outside and real big on the inside. It comes with its own manifold that has the piping inside. You mean all the piping between valves is done for me? Yep. It comes that way right from the Versa factory. You don't happen to have a sample of this packed air with you, do you, Bill? I'm sure I have a sample or two somewhere. Funny you should ask, CV. I just happen to have my packed air samples with me. Now, let me see. Aha! Here's kind of our basic valve, a single solenoid 4-way. We'll use quite a few of those. Note the round holes on the bottom, CV. The valve mounts right on top of a mating manifold with just 3 screws, like so. It makes up into this neat little package, just 1 1/4 inch this way, and 3 1/4 this way. And look at this, CV. With these stacking manifolds, you can build up any valve system you need. Notice that the manifolds are held together with these special screws. We don't use tie rods. I like that, Bill. Tie rods are one of my pet peeves. You can never change them without a machine shop. Here, let me try putting a couple of those together. This goes here. This goes here. There. I think that about does it. But remember, if you order a stack of valves, they come completely assembled right from the factory. Also, CV, I want to point out how easy it is to remove any one valve if you ever have to. I'm way ahead of you, Bill. Let's say I want to take out this valve. All I do is remove these 3 screws, and out she comes. Furthermore, if you only have to remove a solenoid, you loosen this one nut like so, and it comes right off. Speaking of solenoids, I don't suppose you'd have something in the way of a junction box, would you? He's playing right into my hands with that question. Junction boxes coming up! Here you are, CV. Just make one conduit connection and run the wires right through the whole stack. Each cover is captive. The screws are captive too. And notice this handy terminal strip on the cover. Well, you certainly have it all together in the solenoid valve department. My problem is solenoid valves won't do the whole job. I need several remote pilot valves, for instance.
Well, back to the old sample case. Here's your air pilot valve. We have a special manifold for it with threaded ports for pilot connections.
I also happen to need a hand-operated valve.
Leave it to Bill, CV. Here it is.
Look, this packed air is a nifty little package, all right, but how about flow? I've got some big cylinders on this machine.
No problem, CV. This little baby has a full 3/16" flow diameter. That's 4.7 millimeter for you metric buffs. It's plenty big enough to extend a cylinder with a 3 1/4" bore and a 6" stroke in less than a second. But if you want that kind of speed with larger cylinders, you might want to use this version with a 1/4" or 6.5 millimeter flow diameter. The outside dimensions are the same as the other packed air valves, so it fits right into the same stack.
Well, that takes care of the easy things. But what if I asked you for a 3-position solenoid valve?
Your wish is my command, CV. We have them in air pilot models, too.
Or a 2-position detented double solenoid valve?
You asked for it, you got it. Here's a remote pilot version of that one, too.
Okay, but how about a dual pressure valve so I can control cylinder force in both directions?
No problem at all, CV. But let me make this easy for both of us. You ought to have a copy of this packed air bulletin. It's got just about every packed air option any reasonable engineer could want. Nothing personal, CV, of course.
Well, gang, Bill certainly put his foot in it when he inadvertently implied that CV was unreasonable. Now the question is, can he retrieve the situation and get a big valve order, or will he be thrown out on his ear? Watch the second half for the exciting outcome.